So we have Brother Jacob on. Can everybody hear Brother Jacob? Say hi to everybody.
Hey family, happy to be here.
Thank you for being part of the Mystic Village digital community. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got here?
Yeah, I found the Mystic Village, although I wasn't aware that that's what it was called until I found it on in the virtual platform. But I found you in real life, actually, at the Medicine for the People gathering in Austin, Texas, at the fall equinox. So just this past September.
And what keeps you coming back to hanging out with us online? Because, this is a unique place to be digital community.
I really like the vibes, and I really like your level of insights and your ability to speak truth. I'm looking to move into being part of something. I spent a lot of time isolated, and so this seemed like a worthy place for me to start practicing being a part of.
Beautiful, Brother Jacob. How can we help you today? What brings you to getting a card reading tonight? This is Brother I Need a Gyro, by the way.
My reactions towards my chosen career, I've been having some realizations and some reactions around wanting to make a change. And I feel like I am not in the place. The timing to make that change is not right now. And so I'm looking to find some inspiration around perseverance and what kind of lessons there might be for me in having to be with the career that I'm in now while waiting for this time to change that's coming.
So you're in process of finding a new career, but you also know you need to find more of like self-connection.
Yes.
And how do you feel about yourself right now? Like, how do you feel like, how is your confidence how's your self-esteem?
It's growing, not as fast as that I expect for myself. I have high expectations for myself and for others. I'm in an it's moving in a great direction. Just not as quickly as I would like it to be.
Why don't you pick two cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
3 and 4.
3. Let's see, this is number 3. You have it's like you want a lot of things. Like there's a lot of things that you can do, but committing to less distractions may be the most difficult part, because it means that, to be successful, you have to have some sort of commitment. And commitment is easier to have when you're not committed to like 20 different things, but maybe 2, 3 things. But when you commit to these 2 or 3 things, you can't do the other 15 things as much, because you know that for you to master yourself, you have to reduce. And it helps to build more confidence as you're doing less things. Now, the word is sacrifice. Any path that you pick, you're gonna learn something from. It's like when you go buy ice cream, maybe in one cone you can put 3 flavors, but there's 20 flavors. But if you never decide on which flavor you want, you don't get ice cream until you decide. But making the decision may be the hardest part. You have to trust your heart. Then when you do something, you want to give it your all so that you know to stay in or get out. But you need to commit for a while. But now this is about committing to your mentality for a while. What must I do to commit to being free of sexual desires for a while? What must I do to commit to a more sober lifestyle for a while? What must I do to be committed to meditation for a while and see the results that you get? But your biggest distraction, as we know already, is pretty girls, pretty things. You'll find good momentum, but your desires for the external things, sexual energy, and things that give you a high can take you off the path because they look good on the outside. But you forget to find your inner beauty. When you spend time with your inner beauty, you find beauty in things easily without distractions. You find a flow where you can see external beauty and you feel beautiful, but then you know that in your phone, you can holla. You used to call me on my cell phone. When that hotline bling, You feel attached to that hotline bling. Feel attached to, ooh, I can just go on and binge watch some adult movie because you're attached to your old desire. It's okay to consume a little, but for you, that little turns into a lot because of the lack of what? Of discipline. Because you're not clear what you truly want in life. Do you want to be free from these attachment, or you just sometimes want to be free? We're not saying for you to be perfect, but man, if you want the results you're looking for, you have to realize your issue. You want hanky-panky, but the hanky-panky disconnects you from your true happiness, enlightenment, awakening, and serving the cosmos. It's like, imagine this. Every Sunday, we do outdoor meditation and we attract many beautiful girls. If I just look at the girl and I just get distracted, man, she's hot as hell. How the hell am I going to do some singing bowl? How are you going to serve humanity knowing that when you help people, you're going to attract beautiful people who don't know to love their damn self? So that's why many yoga or spiritual teachers, they fall for the beautiful young girls or handsome people. Why? The lack of mental and emotional discipline. Because why? People are beautiful, and if you want to serve the cosmos, you have to train yourself to not be like, okay, she's beautiful, but I'm aware that she's just looking for herself. Instead, oh, she's beautiful, how can I get a piece of that ass? Check yourself. How do you feel?
Spot on every time. Commitment, discipline, spending time. I have this fear of if I make a decision that it can only ever be that decision, and then I'll miss something. Or if I spend time, I'll miss something in that spending of it.
And maybe because you're expecting so much from each experience that you're not even present with it. It's like sometimes we want to be so present to see everything, but the expectation of needing to see everything, of not missing a beat, makes us skip a beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Just one.
One.
The youth, your consciousness, you're at the youth stage, which means that your awakening is still in a baby stage, which means that you still have a lot of attachment to your past desires, which means you have a lot of attachment, you have a lot of karma involved. There are things that happen in the past that make you attached to sexual desires, and oftentimes that comes from a young man not getting love from mom or dad, or abandonment issues, where you feel we have to go looking for love, but we don't realize it's right next to us. It's within us. That love is everywhere, but we want to go on a journey looking for it because we just can't believe we can be happy here, and those things will come to us. How do you
I feel fear. I feel fear when I think about that.
When you think about what is that?
Of letting go. I feel afraid to let go.
What's the hardest thing for you to let go that you're telling me?
I feel afraid to be alone.
Bam.
That the love that I'm seeking is inside.
Where does the fear? Do you remember the first time that you have been abandoned?
No, not particularly.
When was the first time that you feel that love left you, or that you were gonna lose love?
It sounds absolutely sad to say, but I can't even remember having had the love to have lost it.
Okay.
And I'm sure that's not a reflection of the truth. It's more of a reflection of my recalling abilities. But like, where in the place that I'm in now, I can't remember having ever had it.
Okay, that is something. You not remembering that you have ever had love, it's why you're so desperate for love. But the thing is, what you're desperate for, it's not love, right? It's what you think is love. And every time you get it, like, it's not fulfilled. And you know it's not fulfilled, but you don't know what is love because you need to learn how to spend more time alone, which is what you're in the process of. Now, so are you telling me that you'd never felt unconditional love growing up?
I'm not going to say that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, just in the heat of this moment, I can't take a moment where I felt unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if I sat in quiet contemplation, I could remember.
Are your parents divorced?
No.
Who loved you more, mom or dad?
I was more enmeshed with my mom, for sure.
So you were closer to your mom, but it wasn't perfect.
I was closer with my mom.
Who do you feel more love with, mom or dad?
So right now, surprisingly, I feel more love with my dad.
Mm-hmm. And growing up, it was more with your mom.
Yes.
When did your shift towards loving your father change? Like, when was that?
Recently, when I started to create boundaries with my mother's, what she called love, but I started to perceive as like a neediness or a manipulation or a selfishness.
2, 3, 4, 5, or 6?
6.
When you're younger, that's when our core beliefs are set. Your core love, the foundation of love, it came from your mother. The lady was the one that showed you the most love, but loving your mom is different than companionship because there's something like you feel the butterflies, you feel the romance, right? You can't have romance with your mother, but you will seek that until you find it. But now that you're healed, your relationship with your father, it opens your mind about, wait, why am I attached to these desires? Why am I attached to the sexual desires? Am I truly happy? Can I learn to be with myself? Or do I need a girl to love me like my mama? Does your mom love herself more than you?
Yes. I don't know if I would call it love in the way that I'm trying to find love, but
So
she protects herself, or she seeks to soothe herself more than she protected or soothed me.
then in return, you look for a woman that was bold like your mother.
Historically, yes.
Because your role model of love, my mother is bold, she loved herself, confident. So that's something that you look highly of women, but you didn't see that within yourself. So your role model, you're looking for somebody to replace your mom on the outside. Instead of learning to love yourself, you were looking for somebody like your mother, which you could not find. But the beautiful part is that you restored your love with your father, sent clearing, like when you have a harmonious connection to your family, it returns you back to the deeper work, loving your damn self.
Yeah, there's a lot of discord. The relationships are being healed, but it's in the very, very beginning stages of, with my family of origin. And that's where most of my pain is right now, for sure. Creating healthy boundaries, asking for what I need, making amends, finding appropriate expectations. That's where it's all with my family of origin.
So when you're looking at your mom, I use the concept of the yin and yang a lot. Yin and yang. Yin is the feminine, yang, the masculine. Your mother embodied confidence, boldness, self-love confidently. That's yang. What do you think?
Yes.
So you looking up to her in love more than your father in terms of love, you balance yourself to her, which is the yin side.
Yes.
Right. Now, if you are yin and your mother is yang, that means your father is just like you. Yin, which is more.
Yes. I've had these realizations, and I would like to find more yang in myself.
What will it take for our brother Jacob to experience more yang? 2, 3, 4, or 5?
That's a phenomenal question. I love that. Thank you for that. Let's go with 5.
5. The child. This is about childhood memories, the things that make you feel attached to your mother's masculine energy. You're looking to your mother as a masculine role model, but what you need to do is embody your mother's boldness. And whenever it's like sometimes we're so attached to the protector that we don't learn to become our own self-protector. Sometimes we're so inspired by somebody's strength that we don't learn to be strong ourselves. And many people do that. And whenever our mother can be overly protective, it makes the child more feminine. Not that it's bad, it just makes him a bit more soft, which means very yin. And for you to undo that, you just gotta make mistakes. Literally, you just gotta trust yourself and do you. When you fall, get up. Like, just believe in yourself and learn through the pain. Be more with yourself boldly. Have deeper discipline. Right? For a boy to be a man, you have to stop treating him like a boy. And for you to experience more masculine energy, you have to change your mentality to stop treating yourself like a boy, which is more feminine. You have to Raise the fire. Be more gutsy, be more bold. Take risks, take chances. Raise the intensity of your focus. I'm very feminine myself, but the way I balance my feminine energy is with focus, with drive, with hunger. It's easy for me to fall back to the feminine side because it's my nature, but I'm a lot more happier when I'm balanced and I know how to be more firm. But deep down, I'm still like this. Deep down, this is who I truly am. But being like this, I'm not useful to myself and the world. It's just comfortable for me to be feminine, right? But for me to be useful to the universe, I have to be yin and yang so that I can be a clear channel of those energies. When I learn to use both yin and yang, that's how I learn to speak with you in a more gentle or more masculine, more firm way. And for you, you cannot be attached to being too soft, because if you're attached to being too nice, you're gonna allow the sexual desires is gonna come back and you're just gonna fall for it. But when you say no, I'm not gonna go over there and I'm not gonna text her back, or I'm not gonna call those people no more because I'm thinking with my ding dong and not. I need to learn to be a lion, right? So learn to be a lion and stop following your ding dong.
So would you say that discipline, it carries a more masculine or yang energy to it?
Definitely. So in the army and the military, yang energy. So where is their issue? The yin, they have issues with the nurture side. They have a lot of PTSD, the lack of healing, because they're hyper yang, hyperly masculine. Sir, yes, sir. But deep down, they feel like shit, or they've done, they have PTSD from doing weird stuff over there, and then they don't know how to heal, right? And so because when you're unbalanced, you're missing the other side. But in your case, you're overly yin, which means working out intensely, discipline, being more centered. I love messing around, but I know when to not mess around. I get involved with sexual energies, but I know when I shouldn't, when I should stop. I know when it's imbalanced. But if you don't have discipline, anytime there's an opportunity to get it in, you're gonna go get it in. But with discipline, you're like, I got shit to do.
This is great.
Any more question?
This is great. Thank you.
What do you have to say to our brothers and sisters that may be getting lost in their desire or hanky-panky for us?
You can go as far as you want, but in the end, you're going to realize it's not what you really wanted.